minor child to leave the Republic of South Africa and to relocate to a different country. So let's create a scenario. In my scenario, the mother is a primary caregiver of the minor child, and the father has guardianship rights over the minor child. He maintains the child, he cares for the child, he has contact with the child. The child stays by him every second weekend, half school holidays, and so on. So he is a guardian over the minor child. But the mother wants to relocate because she obtained a better job. She will have better living conditions. She will be able to maintain the minor child much better than she can in South Africa. And despite the father paying child support, it is just not enough, according to the mother. The father says, no, I would not want the minor child to relocate to whatever country the mother wants the minor child to go, because firstly, he believes that he will have less contact with the minor child, or he will have less contact with the minor child, obviously, in a relocation scenario. And he believes that the minor child would be better cared for in South Africa, attending the same school, the same people, and the same scenario, same surroundings, etc. So that is his argument. He wants a minor child to remain in South Africa. It becomes a bit problematic here because a mother on her own, she is entitled to relocate. She's an adult on her own. She can go wherever she wants to in the world. But if she wants to take the minor child with her, she needs a father's consent. But she cannot go on her own because a minor child has always been cared for by the mother, and it does not make sense. But at the same time, because of father's refusal, does it mean now she must now abandon her opportunity to work and live overseas, provide a better life for her and the minor child, because the father now wants to have contact with the minor child as he always has? That is now the scenario. But the father says, why must I now have limited contact or less contact? Because a minor child will obviously have to travel back to South Africa once a year, or he can travel overseas once a year to see the minor child. Why should he have less contact? Because a mother now wants to better her life, and he must be the one that's losing out with contact, despite contact being possible via video, Skype, Zoom, MS Teams, WhatsApp video, FaceTime, etc. But he feels he wants to have the physical contact as he always has with a minor child during the minor child's lifestyle. Now that causes a bit of a problem. Both parties have interests. The mother has her interests, the father has his interest. Who will have to resolve this matter? This matter will have to go to court because the mother cannot leave the Republic of South Africa without the father's consent because he's a co-guardian. She will have to approach the court, and ultimately the court will have to make a decision as to what is in the minor child's best interest. Usually you'll approach the High Court, you'll file an affidavit, a notice of motion, you'll basically stipulate, I would like to relocate, I would like to get the court's consent to relocate, and these are the reasons why. You'll unpack, in my scenario, the mother, who she is, with the father, who the minor child is, the facts, history, the relationship between the father and the mother, why she wants to go overseas, what are the advantages, as I mentioned earlier on, etc. The father will do the same, but he will apply the opposite facts. He will say, no, it's not in the child's best interest for the minor child to relocate. And he will provide his reasons for that. Some are good, some are bad. And the same with the mother, some are good and some are bad. The court may, and usually, most of the cases, the court will appoint an expert, usually the Office of the Family Advocate or a social worker, to do an investigation, to do an assessment in this specific matter. Will it be in the minor child's best interest for the minor child to relocate with the mother overseas? The court wants that information. The court cannot say outright it will not be in the minor child's best interest, or thumbs up based upon what the parents are saying, because the mother says A and the father says B. Basically, opposite allegations coming across from the paperwork. And the court would require the assistance of an expert to consult with the mother properly and determine, is it in the child's best interest? Consult with the father, exactly the same, is it in the child's best interest to remain Consult with the minor child if the minor child is old enough. Let's say the minor child is 15 years old. Definitely, we will have to consult with the minor child. Does the minor child want to relocate? Does the minor child want to remain in South Africa with a dad? Can the dad care for the minor child? Is it possible to have that scenario? What is the dad saying? Is the dad saying, Mom, you can go, but I will care for the minor child? Is that on the table? Is it a factor to consider? Yes, maybe no. So these are the things that the family advocate or the social worker or the expert appointed. And remember, you can appoint an expert, a psychologist, to investigate this matter as well. It's possible. But these are the things that these experts will have to look into and determine, will it be in the minor child's best interest to relocate with a mother, or will it be in the minor child's best interest to remain in South Africa where the status quo can remain? But then a situation might arise where the mother will say, in that regard, I want to go in any event, but the father is unable to care for the minor child. Or do we have the scenario where the father says, you know what, I can care for the minor child in South Africa. I have my own place. The minor child has a room. He or she is used to living in that specific room, close to the school, close to friends, close to family, etc. And now the experts will have to assist the court. The court is not bound, and this is very important to remember or take note of. The court is not bound by any expert's recommendation. The expert will guide the court and provide the court with certain facts. And I tell it to my clients as well. Even if you receive a report that's not in your favor or is in your favor, the court isn't bound by that. And you can use that report however you like. How I like making use of reports are getting the information from the report, the factual information, but the conclusions reached by the expert, the court isn't bound by that. And once the court has obtained these expert recommendations, the court will be in a very good position to deal with the issue as to whether or not the relocation of the minor child with the mother overseas will be in the minor child's best interest. And at the same time, if the father launched a counter application, the father said, you know what, I want the minor child to be in my primary care in South Africa, that is something the court can probably look at. But each case is different. If the court makes a determination, you know what, it will not be in the minor child's best interest for the minor child to relocate, but will it be in the minor child's best interest to now live with the father, seeing that the mother will be remaining in South Africa, or will be remaining in South Africa if the relocation doesn't take place? Now, these are difficult things that must be discussed with the parties, by the experts, and answers must be received. But once all has been obtained and received, and all the parties provided the information and the arguments to the court will have to make a decision whether or not it will be in the minor child's best interest to relocate, in my scenario, with a mother overseas. My advice to anyone who wants to relocate with a minor child, please try your best to discuss this issue with the other parent. You're allowed to go to court, but it is always best to try to resolve these matters with the other parent out of court. Litigation can be very expensive, and no lawyer wants to take a parent and a minor child, or parents and a minor child, through this whole long process if it could ultimately have been avoided. Thank you for your time.